What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Arena of Valor video, and as you guys can probably tell, you cannot log into the Arena of Valor servers right now if you are on NA, EU or Latin America because it is getting patched. Now, I already made a patch rundown video. However, the patch notes that Timmy sent me weren't complete yet because I think last minute they decided to add some more changes from the test servers to the newest patch. That's why it was delayed. So now we will just be quickly going, not really quickly, we will be going over these remaining changes in depth. And yeah, as you can see here, I will be posting the link in the comments below of the patch notes. As you can see, this is where we left off, the endless cycle nerf, and which is still not enough, by the way, but anyway. Now we are going to be continuing with the rest. You can see here they added some Cephany buffs, which is beautiful. I feel like a lot of marksmen are completely overshadowed by Elandor, by Valheim right now. So good to see. Cephany hasn't really been used in a long time. I tried her out in a ranked game because I ran out of time to pick, so I just picked Cephany. Man, it didn't go well, that's all I'm gonna tell you, mate. By the way, if you're asking why I'm wearing a beanie, because it is cool. Of course not, we did, hey, listen boys, our hair is scuffed today, so deal with it. Anyway, Cephany, a basic movement speed buffed by 10, which is pretty decent, right? She walks pretty slow. Keep in mind, this is always bigger for Cephany because she can auto attack while moving, so this is actually a pretty nice little change. Firing range buffed by 0.25 meters. That is always really nice. Range buffs on a marksman on their auto attacks is always really insane. Like, if something gets nerfed by 50, it can make the hero complete garbage. So by 0.5 meters, I mean. So this is very nice. Aquamarine locked range 8 meters, also buffed by 0.25 the laser cannon, so that's already a huge range, right? So it's getting buffed by a little bit, pretty nice. And then the passive of her minigun, of the thing that shoots fast, right, is getting buffed. The armor pierce is getting buffed from 10 to 15 plus 3 per level to plus 2 per level. So basically it will be stronger early on. It will be stronger level 2 17 until level 4 it will be stronger. After that, I believe my math is correct, the old passive was stronger. However, early game she is absolute garbage. Starting level 4 she gets a little bit stronger. So this is, I think, a buff in my opinion, because late game she is still one of the strongest marksmen. Her laser crits, 3000 crit is still insane, right? I mean, she's not complete garbage. Ellie from Team Flash played her a little bit at AIC, so she can't be complete garbage, right? So this is a nice little buff. We will see if it will make her viable. I do think Elandor needs some nerfs for that to happen, because what is Cephany gonna do against Elandor? He jumps into you, shoots you down, jumps away, and yeah. We will see, but honestly, I think Elandor will be permaban after this Murad nerf, and this is exactly where we're coming. Now, a lot of people are angry. Mate, listen, just because you main this hero doesn't mean this hero is justified to remain completely broken for 2 patches in a row, okay? They buffed him, they over-buffed him, mate, okay? He is still very good. I do think this is a big nerf. However, what is completely broken about Murad is the fast S1. If you double tap S1, it is insanely fast, right? People are still aiming it. You have to just double tap it really quickly. It is so goddamn fast. And there's no counterplay, right, to that ability anymore. So what they're doing is nerfing the rest of this kit. I do think this is pretty cool. I think the incredibly broken S1 fast speed, it is really cool to watch, it is really cool to play, so I think this is fine. I still think he's gonna be very strong. He's not gonna be banned anymore. which is good. So you guys who are complaining about Murad getting nerfed, you can finally play him again, because hey, whenever I try to record a video of Murad, he's always banned. So, you know, boys, we can finally play him again. This is a huge nerf though. The armor reduction on his second ability, the spin, or like the thing, right, is getting nerfed from 100 to 475 to 50 plus 40 per level. So that means plus 40 per level. I think a lot of people think this is per hero level, but it is per ability level. You can skill it to 5, right? So this is 5 times 40. So in end, at max level of this second ability, which is, I think, yeah, it's max level of the hero unless you max it first, but you won't, right? You have to max this one first. And it's gonna be 290. No, 250. It's gonna be 250, my bad. 250 compared to 475. So they are almost nerfing it by half, which is insane for late game Murad. Now you have to keep in mind, guys, late game Murad is completely broken anyway, right? This is also a big nerf. They're nerfing the ult damage for a late game Murad as well. A huge AD ratio nerf. Also a huge base damage nerf. Now keep in mind, guys, okay? Even though it's not a huge base damage nerf, but it is a decent base damage nerf. Now, maybe it's not even a nerf. You can put 3 points into your ult. Base damage is not even nerfed, but the AD ratio. So what they're doing basically with this is they're nerfing late game Murad. Now what I think you're gonna do, I think 50 armor pierce early game is not enough, okay? So what you might do is level 1 you skill S1, level 2 you skill S2, level 3 you skill S1, level 4 you skill ult, level 5 you skill S2 again. So you have 2 points in it, so you have 90 armor pierce, so you have almost the same, right? And that is okay for early game, okay? That is enough with your armor pierce arcana. And then when you get rank breaker and stuff, it's good and stuff, and it's fine. And a late game, you won't destroy tanks anymore. You will still completely obliterate squishies. So trust me, guys, he might even still get banned. I don't think so, because this also nerfs his jungle speed. This nerfs his jungle speed as well. This nerfs his early game damage a little bit as well. So yeah, he's basically not gonna one-shot you anymore. He's gonna be still very strong. Trust me, guys. This is not as big as it seems. The armor pierce is huge against tanks, against squishies. It literally doesn't matter. Now, there we go. We move on to Valheim. Now, Valheim is a hero that I have been praising a lot. It is an incredibly strong hero. In Indonesia server, it gets banned all the time, they told me in my comments. And yeah, it's getting nerfed because it is, I think, the only person who can lane against Elandor. So yeah, I feel like Elandor will be banned. Murad won't be banned anymore. So I feel like the new bans will be Elandor, Yena maybe, Raz. No, actually Elandor, Raz, Kriknak, Zip. These heroes will be the kings. And yeah, Valheim, they are actually nerfing him by quite a bit, mate. Yellow glaive stun duration. So this is the passive, the stun passive, not the S2. It's getting nerfed from 0.5 second stun to 0.25. This is half the stun, right? It's insane. And on top of that, they're reducing the chance of yellow glaive. Now we don't know by how much. This is very vague. They should have said the exact amount, but oh well. Maybe they're reducing it by a little bit, but keep in mind, whenever you reduce the yellow glaive chance, it's not only just a nerf, it's a rebalance, because you get more red and blue glaives and they deal more damage, right? So this will raise the damage of Valheim, but it will nerf the CC amount. Now, movement speed, buff, stack limit, they're basically combining the passive of his ult. Whenever you hit people, you get move speed, and the passive of his passive. Whenever you attack people, you get move speed. Now, not sure if this is a buff, not sure if this is a nerf. I feel like this is just almost the same a little bit, maybe a nerf, but he's still gonna run fast. I don't think it will matter too much. But as I said, I'm not sure. I don't know how exactly these two passes work with each other. Now, the second ability is also getting nerfed. The stun is gonna be 0.75 seconds instead of 1 second. So all across the board, they are completely nerfing his CC, which is honestly pretty ridiculous, so that's good. But, as I said, reduced chance of Yellow Glaive buffs his damage by a little bit, buffs his AoE damage. So that is pretty cool. And as I said, the movement speed of Bulletstorm are now the same, 5%. You will have 30% movement speed increase, which seems about the same from what he already had. So we will see. Now, finally, luckily, they're not only nerfing and they're not only changing Astrid's, like fixing her bug where she has more range, they're also nerfing the hero. I do think this hero is a little bit overtuned even without that bug. Now, armor reduction from 30% to 15%, still really strong. Fearless charge, I'm pretty sure that is S2. Yeah, that is for sure S2, because the other thing is spin slash, right? So cooldown from 16 to 12 seconds is nerfed to 18 to 13 seconds, right? Because -1 per level. So basically 2 more seconds. It is half if you have S1 ready. So it's a nerf. This is a big nerf. They're basically halving her armor reduction, which is still gonna completely obliterate every squishy. They're not nerfing her ultimate damage, which is beyond the broken true damage. Just crazy, right? So I do think, will she be banned? Now the thing with Astrid is, whenever she doesn't have her ult ready, she is such a, not useless, but she's so vulnerable, right? You can kill her very easily if she jumps onto you. But if she plays well, it is really difficult to deal with. So I do think though, nerfing Valheim is gonna make Elandor even more of a bully in lane, in the Abyssal lane. So I feel like you have to ban him in solo queue. Also, there's a lot of people learning Elandor, so it gets really annoying to play against him. Then Raz is completely broken, it's not nerfed. I have no idea how that happened, guys. That is the biggest blunder of this patch. Raz not nerfed, it's ridiculously broken. And then we have Krizik Zip. They are pretty much auto-win heroes as supports. They are just really unfair. So yeah, I feel like we might not see Astrid banned anymore, but still a strong pick. Now, Errol is getting a nice little buff. A Blood Drinker, each stack reduces 3% armor and magic defense, is changed to only reducing armor. So his passive, whenever he hits people, right, he stacks these things, he gets more attack speed and lifesteal. But he also reduces his own armor and magic resistance. It's only gonna reduce armor from now. So what I'm thinking, Marja is getting buffed, remember, huge buff. So if Marja is gonna be played side lane, I think she's gonna be mid lane though. But if she is played Slayer lane, this seems like a big buff to lane against Marja. And this is a big buff to lane against Roxy. However, I think Roxy completely destroys Errol anyway, but I'm not sure. So yeah, not really doing too much for Errol here. It is a nice little change. Maybe if you're playing jungle Errol and you're playing against a Zill, against a Darcy. Darcy will be, by the way, the best jungle next patch by far. Now, if you are playing against these, you will be better in those 3v3 team fights, in these 4v4 team fights, you know. So this is a nice little buff, but it's not enough, I think. And the same with this cooldown change on his ultimate, 60 to 50 on level 1. The ult isn't that great. You know what they need to do? What they need to change about Errol is they need to make his ult not be interruptible. Because right now, if you join a team fight and then you ult, you can't, you can just get stunned, and very easily too. Like the enemies have such a long time to stun you and just cancel your ult. It's on cooldown and you're completely dead, right? You're completely exposed. So this is really bad. I think it should just be uninterruptible. It should be like, he should be built full AD. He should just jump into those team fights without his ult, stack his passive first on a mini wave, jump into a team fight, kill people, then ult when he's dropping low, and then finish them off, right? Or maybe ult out. I think that's what they should be aiming for with Errol. So this, don't really agree. Then Wisp. Wisp is getting some nice little changes. Now again, not sure if it's going to make her good enough. If Elandor is banned, you have her as a viable option, I have to say. Attack speed increase per level is going from 2 to 3%, so she will have 15% more attack speed in the late game, which is pretty decent. Base movement speed, again, also getting buffed from 350 to 360, like Cephany, so they are giving her a little bit more mobility as well, which she needs. She's so squishy, she's so slow. Then a loose cannon is her ultimate. No, it is her S1, I believe. Yeah, I asked Darkbreaker. He said it's her S1. Flame Darkbreaker if it's not her S1. I don't play this hero. So 75 plus 25 per level, plus 0.9 AD to 60. Basically, it's better starting level 3 or level 4, I think, with her AD calculated. With her base AD calculated, or maybe level 5, something around that, right? It's, if you ever played Wisp, she is pretty decent early game. Like her S1, it gives her a lot of trading potential in the early levels. So she's not, yeah, they're basically nerfing that a little bit, but giving her more strength mid-late game, right? With that AD ratio, with that per level scaling. So yeah, it is a late game buff. It is a late game buff to her attack speed, just overall late game buffs. Now Wisp, she has an AoE auto attack that can always be very strong, so we'll see. The biggest issue with Wisp is she is, I think, the squishiest marksman in the game. Like, she has so little HP. I think she's comparable to Elandor with the HP, but he has like 15 dashes and she doesn't, so hardly fair. I think that's her biggest issue. Maybe buffing her base health would be a little better than these buffs, but yeah, we'll see. I can't really talk about this too much. It doesn't seem like a big buff, so I don't think it will change too much. But we'll see, we'll see. Brunhilda getting a pretty decent buff. Ballistics is, I think, her movement speed buff, her S1, not the little bomb. Now it is getting buffed from 2 to 3 seconds, which is pretty big, right? She walks very fast during that time, so buffing it by 50% is actually pretty insane. She's gonna 50% duration, right? 2 to 3 seconds. So this is pretty insane. 3 seconds is a long time to be running that fast, so this is a decent buff. And then this seems like a huge buff. Cooldown from 33 minus 4 per level to 32. 32 minus 4 per level to 32 minus 8 per level. So this means it will have 12 seconds less cooldown at max level than before the patch. This is actually insane. Now, the ult is just not that great, mate. You know, I mean, it is decent, but I think in Honor of Kings, you can't get CC'd during that ult. You have damage reduction and stuff, but here she can just get cancelled. Raz flickers onto her and she's dead. Yeah, I feel like it is gonna make people play her. I feel like it is gonna make people try her out more, and she is not the worst hero. If you go, I think you have to go Devil's Handshake and it becomes pretty strong. Crit Clavis into Devil's Handshake seems like a good build on her. And yeah, with this ult change, she will be very useful to siege late game towers, because she will truly, every minion wave, she will just set up her ult, and it's gonna be very annoying to, I mean, she's gonna be able to set up her ult mid lane, because you know how the mid lane wave is slightly earlier than the side lane waves, because the lanes are longer, of course. So you go mid with your team, you siege, the enemy clears the wave instantly, so you only do like 3 auto attacks on the tower, and then you cancel your ult, and then you have like what? With maybe blue buff, you have like you have almost no cooldown, man. That's ridiculous. This will be like a below 10-second cooldown. So you literally go to the side lane, and this will be without any cooldown reduction, an 8 seconds ultimate, if my math is correct, and I think it is. So this is completely ridiculous, right? You will go from mid wave, you will shoot the tower 3 times, you will cancel your ult, you will just walk to one of the side lanes, shoot the tower 3 times again, right? This is insane, because you wouldn't be able to. Shooting the tower 3 times is like 1/3 of the tower health. So actually a very, very decent buff. Yeah. I think Brunhilda will be good, but we will see. I feel like a big issue with Brunhilda is her laning is very, very trash. She doesn't have anything to do except for spam her stupid bombs onto you and gain a shield, and then maybe auto attack you once with the movement speed and then run away. But it eats a lot of mana, so a Violet will just S1 once, shoot you twice, and you're half HP, right? Not really, but you're like 4/5 HP, right? So a Hayate will just S1 you once, and it is very hard for her to lane. But if you bring her through laning phase, this will be the best person to kill towers. So yeah, not bad. Pretty cool buff, I think. This makes her more into the siege tank that I want. Now this is a maybe confusing nerf to a lot of people, because I don't see Kriknak a lot I don't see Kriknak a lot, but it is very well known that Kriknak is one of the strongest junglers, even the last patch, alongside with Murad and Darcy. And yeah, Kriknak is getting a pretty decent nerf. Now his base damage is dropping by 50 on his S1, his AD ratio is dropping by 0.1 on his S1, on all levels for both of those changes, and his ultimate is dropping by 60, 80 and 100 for each level, and the AD ratio, that is actually huge, is dropping from 2.6 to 2.3, so 0.3 decrease. So I already did the math. Let's say you gank someone level 4, right? You can easily one-shot them with S1 ult, S2, S1 auto attack, right? Or auto attack, S1 auto attack, right? Because your S1 has a very low cooldown if you auto attack. So I think it's very reasonable to think about Kriknak as doing 2 S1s on you during a gank. So that will be his damage. So you are nerfing his damage by 100 plus 0.2 AD plus 60 plus 0.3 AD. So 0.5 AD and 160 damage nerf, level 4, which is insane, right? 160 damage, base damage is a very big nerf. And yeah, this is a very... I think it's a good nerf. It might be over nerfed, honestly. But he will still be able to do pretty well. But a late game, if you think late game the combo is only 1s1 and everyone dies, it might not make everyone die anymore. So we'll see. But Kriknak has to make everyone die in one combo. Otherwise he's completely garbage, right? Because why would you play Kriknak if you can play Zephys then? Zephys doesn't make everyone die in one combo, but he's tanky. He has the same ult. He drops on you, mate. Kriknak has more mobility, right? So it's not comparable. Kriknak mobility is his best asset because he can rotate so fast in solo queue, like a Lindis, right? Lindis without her mobility is absolute garbage. So yeah, I have to say this is a very big nerf. Not sure if this is justified. We will see. I think he can still be played because of the mobility. But yeah, we shall see. And now the last change is Wukong. Normal attack speed 1 second to 0.0 seconds. So they are buffing his attack speed. His animation is going to be faster, right? While auto attacking. So we will see how big that will be. I feel like a big issue with Wukong is his passive auto attack animation. Like, he jumps at you with his stupid stick, mate. Like, he thinks he's Goku, but Goku is much faster, mate. I don't know what they're thinking, but I always laugh when a Wukong jumps at me level 4 and I just flicker away, because you can see, right? You can see it coming and you just flicker away and you're just gone, and then he ults into nothing. How often does that happen? I feel like it happens every single game playing against Wukong. So I think that's a big issue. You have to make that jump a little bit faster, mate. And you know, he can swing. He's a monkey, mate. He can swing a little bit faster. Come on, bro. I don't know, man. But anyway, that is already gonna be it. There is no other additional changes. I hope I covered them as well as I could. By the way, if you were asking if the other Astrid change is still here, he is still here. You can see here. They just added a new section for the additional changes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little additional patch rundown. I hope you guys will be having fun today when the patch is live. I am on iOS, so you know, they always delay iOS, man. I don't know, man. It's kind of clown. Give me a clown emoji in the comments for Timmy there. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. And other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, boys. Bye-bye.